up, you guys? It's Carolyn. Welcome to the channel. Glad you're here. So today, since it is a new semester and you guys are going to college or you're going back to school, if you're in high school or middle school or elementary school, I wanted to give you guys some study tips on how to get an A in your classes. I am currently an A student, so I thought it would be fun to show you everything that I do when I need to study for a test or a quiz, and everything that I do to get prepared for school when I'm juggling YouTube and my sport and everything else in life. But before we start this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. You can click down here or you can click up here. Make sure to thumbs up this video if any of these helped you out and if you're going to put use to these, or give a thumbs up anyways. Comment down below what was your favorite study idea that I gave you or anything that you liked in this video, or comment down below what you do to study. So with that all out of the way, let's get right in. So I know most of us don't study every day and we have other things to do. We have sports, we have family problems, we want to play video games, whatever. But my number one tip is to study every single day. You don't want to wait until the last day or the day before the test to study through all your notes, because that's a lot of information. So make sure you're planning out your schedule and studying a little bit every single day, so the day before the test you can just go over it and you're ready to go. This has actually saved my life so many times. I make flashcards for everything, and yes, you can do the little basic flashcard that has like the name or a question and then you have it in the back, but I like to take it a step up and draw pictures or print out pictures that will help me remember. For example, I'm taking anatomy, so I have to remember all the bones and all the parts of the body and everything, so I just printed out a picture from the website. I took a picture from the textbook itself, printed it out, put it on the flashcard, and then just numbered everything, and on the back it has all the answers for each number. This has also been a lifesaver and does kind of involve flashcards, but I associate words with other words. Here I have my stack of cards for English, and I just have a couple vocabulary words. So I have a word here and it's precipitous, and I associated precipitous with rain, and precipitous means suddenly and fast. So that just helped me a lot. I mean, most of the cards in here are associated with other words that are easier for me to understand, and precipitous kind of reminds me of rain. So I associated that with rain, and it actually got me an A on this quiz. I know we're all a little bit against homework, but it honestly does help you. I'm sorry that I have to tell you this, but it actually does help. And don't take so much time off from doing your homework. You can get home, do your homework, get it over with, and don't do it at 10 o'clock because you're not going to remember anyways. Homework is meant to help you out. And do I like doing homework? No, I don't like doing homework. I'd rather come home, play video games, lay down, watch a movie, whatever, go to sleep. But it is a thing and it does give you a grade, so make sure you're doing your homework, because if you're not doing your homework and then there comes a test and you're kind of failing your test, which is probably going to be because you're not doing your homework in the first place, make sure you have that homework to back you up, because that will bring up your grade in the long run. Make sure you go to sleep early, and actually I go to sleep early every single day. I'm honestly asleep by 10, but make sure you're going to sleep early, especially in the school days, because you do not want to wake up tired and you have a test and you're just sitting in the desk like, when is it gonna be over? I'm practically dead already. You know, you want to get a good night rest. Obviously, you're going to be studying days before the test, but make sure you study before you go to the actual test. I mean, if you guys have study hall at your school or you have a break before you're going to take a test, take that time to go over your notes. If you have flashcards, this is a great tool to bring to your school, have your friends quiz you over, quiz yourself over. Make sure you're going over the subject before you actually take it. Like maybe even when you're walking to the class, if you have a class before it, you don't want to be sitting in class and just going over your notes when your other teacher's trying to teach you something. You're going to get in trouble. Do not do that. Go over your notes and make sure you know everything before you get in there. It will boost up your confidence, and I bet you will do a lot better. For a lot of the non-AP classes, you don't usually use a textbook, or maybe you don't even have a textbook, but if you do, use your textbook. Like in my math class or my anatomy class, we have a textbook. They're not AP classes, but I still use my textbook because maybe the teacher's going to ask them that she did not go over or something, you're confused, and the textbook is meant to help you out. Especially for AP classes, because that's when you really need a textbook, because it's a lecture class. You want to make sure you're getting into the habit of using your textbook even when it's not an AP class. And make sure you're writing your own notes from things you learned from the textbook. You were giving the textbook, like I said before, you need to read your textbook. I know this will sound kind of silly, but make sure your supplies and everything they're using for school is fun and inviting, and it makes you not so bored. Like if you buy a notebook that's green and you hate green, you probably shouldn't buy a green notebook. but making it personal, putting your own pictures on it, making a collage, whatever, making it yours. I just have a couple of my favorite pictures on here because when I'm sitting in class, I just turn around. That makes me happy, you know? It makes me happy to look at these pictures. It makes me happy to see my best friend and my favorite band members. And it's just a great way to motivate me to study. And you can even do this with notebooks. You can print out a collage from the internet. You can make it on Word, or you can make it whatever software you have, print it out and just staple it on. This is more of a mental thing. Make sure you're mentally ready to take a test, and don't go into a test thinking that you're going to fail, because that's just going to bring you down. You're going to be more nervous, you're going to be more anxious. Make sure you have the mindset that I'm going to ace this, I'm going to get 100, I'm going to do well. And have a planner. And I actually have an app on my iPad as a planner, and if you're one of those people that don't really like carrying around stuff, I just have a cool little app on my iPad, and I will share this with you guys so you can add it to your iPhone or whatever. I don't know if it's for Androids because I only have Apple products, but it helps me a lot. I'm sure there's something similar if you have Android products, so I'll show you that right now. The app is called My Homework, and it's a little blue box and it has a pencil. I don't like carrying a planner around, especially for school. I just like having everything on one spot, which is the iPad, since we do all our work on there. And anytime that you're not in class doing something, make sure you study. Especially if you know if you have sport or a job or anything at home that you have to worry about, or if you have something after school, don't waste your break. I have friends and sometimes I spend it studying, that's fine, but make sure you're setting time aside for studying if you're busy after school. When you are studying, you're sitting down, you're going over everything, put away all distraction. I mean, when I study at my desk, which is where my video games are at, and it can be a huge distraction when my laptop's on and I talk to my friends over Curse, and it's usually open. So make sure that you turn all those things off, turn off Skype, turn off Facebook, if you guys aren't into video games, but just turn off all your electronics and put them aside, put them away. Make sure you're taking breaks when you're studying. When you get exhausted from studying for a very long time, you kind of forget the information and you kind of just lose your focus and you're not really paying attention to what you're studying. So make sure you take breaks between that so you're not just kind of taking it in and putting it back out, because there's no use in that, honestly. Try a new way of learning. Maybe it's not flashcards that you're into or your textbook. I mean, obviously try to do that because that will help you, but maybe YouTube is the answer for you. I mean, I'm a really great learner from flashcards or a textbook, but if that's not really your thing, go to YouTube for it. There's YouTube videos over everything these days. Make sure you're quizzing yourself. Yes, you can make all those flashcards and that will help you studying while you're making the flashcards, but make sure you're putting those to use. AP teachers don't give study guides, but if you're not taking an AP class, you're in luck, because I'm sure you've gotten a study guide. But the study guide can sometimes save your lives. I mean, for my math class, my teacher just takes a study guide and then gives you a test. It's exactly the same thing as a study guide. So my favorite thing to do is do the study guide about 3 times before actually going the test. We have all that work we did in the past and all the study guides and the notes we took. Put that to use. I mean, it's there for a reason. It's there for you to learn from. It's not there just for one night or for one homework assignment or for one day that you were assigned it. It's there for you to go over it and make sure that you know everything before a test, so use that. If you don't really like studying alone, grab a friend. I mean, there's Panera, there's Starbucks, there's their house, there's your house. Invite your friend over, get their flashcards, get your flashcards, and just kind of join notes and study together. Use sticky notes, and this has actually saved my life in AP. I would just buy stacks of sticky notes and just use it throughout the textbook. So my textbook is kind of split into little sections, and I just have sticky notes, kind of just paraphrasing everything that I just read. If you're more of an interactive learner, try educational games. And there's actually a great app, and it used to be really popular. I'm not 100% if it's really popular. I'm more the person that likes sticky notes, obviously. But QuizUp is a great little app that you can just search a topic. This might seem a little bit intimidating, and I know most of my friends are kind of scared of it, but ask your teacher for help. I mean, they're there for a reason. They're there to teach you. They're there to help you out, and they're there to get you through the class. So don't be afraid of raising your hand during class, but if that sounds so scary for you, just wait until everybody's out of the class. Just stay in the class and ask your question. Or if you have to rush to your other class, stay after school for a couple minutes. That might seem a little rude, but I have done this many times and I've kind of regretted it. I've asked my friends for help on some subjects and they've actually been wrong. You know, so when you're asking your friends for help, don't make it so complex and don't ask them that you completely do not know at all. Like if you missed a whole day in math, do not go ask your friend. go to your teacher first, because if they're wrong about something, you're going to think they're right, and then you're going to go to the test and figure out that they were actually wrong. So we have reached the end of the video, but I hope you guys enjoyed seeing everything that helps me get A's and get through school and get organized for school and everything like that, and some DIYs ideas that I threw in there, like the picture iPad and everything like that. But I hope these helped you out and gave you some ideas. Give it a thumbs up if it did, and comment down below what was your favorite idea, or what you do to study, how you get A's in school, and how you're getting through your school. Make sure to subscribe to this channel for videos every Monday and Friday, and a special little video on every last Wednesday of the month. I will see you next Monday, and have an amazing rest of your week. Bye!